Hello and welcome to this Leicester Vintage and Old Toy Shop, and this is our new video. What's it called, Gav?
Old toys versus new toys.
Is that what it's called? We decided on that.
It is now.
Oh, there we go. So, old toys. I mean, I'm a big fan, obviously.
I quite like them as well.
Yeah, we've got a shop full. And new toys, and there is a massive market for it, and we've noticed this.
Yes.
Because we sell some new toys.
And it's largely because people liked the old toys.
Yeah.
And they got into all the characters and everything.
That's what turns you on to them, I suppose.
Yeah.
And we first, I don't know, I suppose we first saw the whole thing of stuff coming back round. The first thing I can remember buying as a sort of collector stroke toy dealer was the sort of Product Enterprise Space 1999.
Yes.
Stuff that was clogging up TK
Maxes, yeah.
Sort of 15 years, 20 years ago, however long it was. And they were brilliant, really good.
They did a great job, actually.
Yeah, this is one of the
this is
later ones. This is the
they just took
1612.
made use of the modern technology and just give it more detail.
And we look at that, and then we compare it to the vintage.
I mean, I still love the vintage, though.
The detail's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it's incredible.
And
Look, all that in there, all that engine.
If you're into
stuff.
the telly version,
yeah,
then
is it more like the telly version then?
I don't know
You
what asking
don't know.
me. But yeah, it is. It's more detailed from the various amounts of footage I've seen.
Yeah.
But that's where my heart lies. That's what I want to play with. And you couldn't play with that.
No,
I'd break.
And this is, I think we're going to go on to say this, aren't we? That it's all about collectors and having things in boxes on shelves now.
Yeah, I'd want to get that out and display it. But at the same time,
you know it's going to break.
You can't pick it up. You can't. If your kid runs over and goes, "Dad, what's that?" and he picks it up, you have that moment where you go, "Oh,
yeah,
your life's going to end." But this, though, you kind of, if it was out of the box, you'd play with that.
You would, because it's tough.
You might lose. It
was built.
You might
to
lose
last.
the little.
As always, your little drums.
Nuclear waste drums, but it's brilliant. It's such a cool toy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That for me, if this is a win, and this is a toy, and that's the difference with all of it.
Yes.
It's toys
versus
collectibles.
Yeah. Same with the Batman vehicle. Now, because I think like the classic Batmobile is great. But the modern, up-to-date version, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It is as it is in the TV show.
It is, but you can't play with it.
No.
So it's not a toy.
It's not a toy.
So again,
it's a collectible.
It's not a toy.
But for me personally, I love this one. I really do. But if I was going to have something on my shelf, I'd perhaps have this one. Just because of my love of Batman.
But I look at that and I go, that was made in what, 1960? Its first issue. It's made in 1966. It's lasted all that time.
Oh yeah.
And it's so cool. I mean, look underneath. Even underneath it,
it's got the little Batman on the bottom.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I think difference with us here on this one in particular, it's like I'm all TV show. Yeah. And you're all toy.
Definitely.
That's how it is.
It's like I am all about the toys. I'm not about. I'm not. See, if somebody said that in this episode, I might go, I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Didn't have a telly.
We've got one guy that comes in and he obsesses over certain films, doesn't he? I'm just, I have no idea, mate. No. Honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
Joe just draws a blank completely.
Yeah, that's it. I've switched off by that point. And he talks about the toys, I'm in.
Yeah.
Back in. But I can't do this film. But it's kind of, we spoke about the collectible side of things, and then there's the toy element.
Yes.
So looking at these Masters of the Universe, we've got some classics here. So we've got Merman. And we've got a Hordak as well.
We started off, didn't we, with these? This is your original Merman.
That's your original Merman.
And Hordak. And they're great. Lovely. They are great figures, great toys. They're quite tough, again.
They were quite tough. I mean, I would say with Hordak, it's kind of not a great example. You would have breaky
bits, on his weapons.
The cape would get ripped, but you could the actual figure itself you could play with. Whereas this,
like, you just got to feel the plastic.
Yeah.
It's not made to play with. It looks great. It looks like in the cartoon. Again, similar sort of thing.
I actually like him. Yeah. I think he's cool. But I haven't seen the cartoon. But I think he's cool. But he's very sharp. He feels like one of those sort of third-party Transformers.
He's not a toy. He's made to look like a toy, but he's not. Same with Merman. Merman's great.
Yeah, he's really cool figure, isn't he? And look at his face. Got that sort of.
That's it.
He's ace. But for me, the vintage one, even though I love that, I could see that standing alongside it.
Yeah.
I'd have no comment. So this again, although that's kind of made more as a toy.
Yeah.
But on the collectible, it's sort of a halfway house.
Whereas these were for your collector, like MOTU collector, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Collector was in the title.
That was for the collector.
Adult collector, it says it on the box.
So it's
and
not...
look, the detail on them is great. They look angry, like adult figures, don't they?
Yeah.
Like the detail and everything's better, but as you say, they're not toys. They are collectibles.
I do understand that.
Yeah.
And but I just, my heart...
I'm with you on this one.
Is there?
Yeah. For, like the new retro type of things that everyone's doing, those are definitely some of the best.
Yeah, definitely.
They're close enough to the originals, but just with that extra little bit.
Can we talk about this Spider-Man?
This Spider-Man. Well, we started out, we didn't have a Mego Spider-Man, unfortunately, but that's sort of where it all began, isn't it?
The Mego Spider-Man is brilliant but rubbish.
Yeah.
And he's rubbish because his knees break.
Yeah.
But loads of kids had him.
Yeah.
So,
and you had your fighting fist, you had a bit of an action feature.
Well, you did if you got
toy.
that one, yeah.
Yeah.
But then we didn't have one in.
No, but then
so we got
came through. We got a 90s one.
Which will stand to a lot of play, that one.
Yeah, because it was this. Again, this would have been a toy.
Yeah.
This wasn't for the collector's market, this was an actual toy.
An actual toy.
And they made loads of different Spider-Mans.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one with the suction hands, so you could stick him onto your shower or wherever you wanted.
Your car window on your Ford console.
On the Ford console car window.
And then it went another step with these.
And this is sort of early 2000s.
Level. Yeah. Look how gangly he is. But the detail's there again.
The detail's there, but it's not quite right. And
no, they pose. They're made to pose for collectors to pose, aren't they? Look at that.
If you had ankle joints like that,
Sugar
you'd
plum
have serious
Spider-Man.
problems. So
yeah, you're not wrong. Look at that.
Yeah, had a terrible football accident. Yeah,
and they all had shooting features and things like that. So it's like they were almost toys.
Yeah, they were toys.
Yeah.
But again, he's difficult to stand up though, isn't he?
Oh, you cannot stand him.
So as a kid...
Oh, there we go.
I hope you stand him up. Say that. Right,
do that every time.
We couldn't stand him up earlier. We tried for ages.
But right, okay.
And then we
talk about hot toys. Hot toys. There's where...
They are hot. Yeah. Well, they're not hot, are they?
They're hot property.
They're hot property
at the minute, yeah.
They're not literally hot.
No.
No,
they're not stolen goods.
No. But I like them and I see it. One of my best mates that comes in the shop, Jay, he collects hot toys and he is obsessed and he absolutely loves them. And he loves the whole chasing of them and trying to placing pre-orders.
But these are next level.
They are amazing.
Like the detail on these, but the price reflects that, doesn't it? They're very, very expensive figures. I mean, the likenesses on the faces are amazing. All the different hands, totally posable and fit. And I mean, these are pure adult collectibles.
And that's the one that's got all the stuff on his back as well. So it's really articulated.
Yeah.
But,
you can
but
do
not articulated the way that Spider-Man is. They're all beautiful.
That's over-articulated, the other one. But these are just bang on.
They are brilliant figures.
But, they are a collectible.
Yeah. But I don't have that love for it because there's no history. There's no history.
I agree with that. I fully appreciate how nice they are,
but it's not.
But it's not something. It doesn't give you that warm glow like a Mego or a Secret Wars Spider-Man.
But when we go over to the Transformers,
yes.
So this is an original. This is Gold Box Classics Prime. It's an unused example. It's beautiful. So I'm not going to get out of the box because it's never been out. But it's a stunning piece. That is. It's absolutely stunning. I know. And Transformers fans will say, yeah, but you've got the Year of the Horse one. It's not really fair if you got the But it doesn't stand up to play really.
No.
Whereas I would say that the modern
one. These is the movie Optimus. And he was made for kids. You can tell the plastic it's made of. It's a little bit tougher. They were so complicated though. Modern Transformers are so complicated.
But they're definitely toys still.
Yes.
So this is where I think Transformers are kind of the
exception to the rule.
They are the exception to the rule.
They do release like your masterpiece ones.
Yeah. Which is kind of like this.
Yeah, but you can still play with these. The masterpiece, they're still a toy.
Yeah, you still can, although you'd be a little bit remiss because of the price point.
Yeah.
But but they're still toys. All the Transformers, because and everybody that says this has said, oh, they don't make them like they used to, and Transformers, they're this and they have to be rubbish.
No,
Transformers were the most breaky thing in the world.
Absolutely.
I hated Transformers as a child because I broke them all the time. The ones that I had were rubbish, broke. Trailbreaker, broken. Ironhide, broken.
Yeah.
It's just, the list is endless.
Tiny little snappy bits. Yeah.
Snappy bits, and like because of the type of toy they were, you had to.
You had to
manipulate them, and if you couldn't do it, you just pushed, didn't you, and then broke it.
Yeah.
And it's the same with modern ones. So I think that's the only thing I can really think of
that is
so far.
Still solidly toys.
Yeah. Although it's a collectible, it's still a
most toy.
It is the most. And it's kind of right that it is, because Transformers came from being a good toy that was made into Transformers. It wasn't just Transformers and they made the toys. It was the toy line, then the show. Because the toys were that good. And that's kind of like, we had the Unicron, one of our customers bought one of the Unicrons, and he's so excited about it. It's massive. And
there's a lot of Transformers toy fans.
Yeah, massive.
Fans of the toys. And they follow it all, comics.
Yeah, pretty much.
All the animated
Even
stuff.
people that don't buy G1, that buy new stuff, will dabble. They will still go, oh, I've got a G1 Optimus, or I've got a G1 Megatron, because they like to have that history there. I don't know, it's kind of... It feels a little bit more, and I'm not a Transformers collector, but it just feels a little bit more...
No, I know where you're coming from there.
It's got more soul.
Yes.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
it's got more soul. So well done, Transformers fans. Definite tick in the box from me.
But then, talking about the biggest toy line of all the toy lines... Star Wars.
But who is this mysterious figure? Boba Fett! Will he save Princess Leia or side with Darth Vader? See comics and toy shops for details of Boba Fett's special offer now. He's waiting.
So we started off, as we know, your little vintage Fett.
We're going to use Fett as an example because it's probably the most produced figure.
There's a lot of Boba Fett's. And then for ages, absolutely ages, that's all we had, these figures.
And what a brilliant figure it was. And again, if you get into the variant side of things, there is so many, so many unpainted, dark painted.
Nice graded one there. What's that?
Different
that's a
countries of origin. Yeah. So we've got them, and you can get. And this is just we have actually got more Fetts in the shop, more various. Fett, we just decided it was a bit much.
Bit too much Fett.
This sideshow example is beautiful.
It is.
It's really, really pretty.
Down that end, but they went through a few things, didn't they? Like they started. More modern. We haven't just got any generic modern figures, have we? One straight vintage collection.
No, one straight vintage collection. But we have.
But they've
the Power of the
lots.
Force. Yeah. Power of the Force, bulky one,
chunky one.
You could play with him.
Yes.
He was still a toy.
They were still toys.
Yeah.
But then they went vintage collection, where they did much, better detailed figures on classic packaging. And for a while, these were like, it was okay, but everyone's going crazy for these now.
Yeah,
and they're still bringing them out.
And they're still toys, though.
They're still toys, but people don't get them out.
No, I know, and that kind of makes me a little bit sad.
Yeah,
because I'd want to get them out.
And then again, we had Black Series for the collectors.
Yeah,
which they went 6-inch scale, and these are great. Some of these figures are great. Some of the early ones are a bit ropey, but now they've got all the technology ploughed into them. Fantastic figures.
And of course, if you want the original figure, but without the price point,
but that's it.
It's
gone full circle. So they've done all the detailed stuff, but they've now fell back to the original design. Like take the Gentle Giant one there. It's just a massive version of the vintage figure. And they realised that's what the collectors remembered.
Yeah,
the older collectors. The original collectors.
And then you get, this is where I think it falls apart. The slightly the carbonised stuff, which is like kind of like you're going, this is just trying to fleece the collectors to get more money.
It is. It's pure because that's horrible.
Said the man that's selling it.
Yeah, I know. But people like them.
But people like them. But I just don't. I don't see that. But but it just shows you. I think that this is the best demonstration of change.
Yes, definitely.
Because the Power of the Force figures obviously sold for a short time in the 90s, but how many do we find carded?
Oh, loads and loads, because the collectors were buying them.
When we look at the modern contemporary Star Wars figures now, where are they? They're in our £3 box.
Yeah.
2 for a £5, complete mint, new boxed, toy figures, sold as toys. Whereas you look at the vintage collection, don't get them out.
No.
If they don't come into us out, because the value is high. So it's kind of
because of the cards, because they look like the vintage ones, and people have bought into that.
So the collector's market is catered for far more than the toy market.
Especially now, in the past sort of 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit sad.
It is that toys are not being brought out for kids anymore. They're brought out for collectors, especially action figures.
I don't know this has been featured before, and lots of other people have mentioned this and talked about this, and a lot of people, there's a lot of coverage to modern stuff. But I don't know, I just have that thing of going, it can all be produced again. I never have any faith in a modern figure because it can all be produced again. They've only got to run another...
We've got examples of this, like even now.
Yeah.
Some of the figures, you know, they were really hard to get hold of. People paying, you know, 150 quid for a figure, and then they'll bring it out again.
And then they go...
Price crashes right there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Whereas the vintage stuff, that's never going to be back again.
No.
So that's why I always have faith in vintage. And I would much rather have one of these, and this might be slightly cheaper than that one.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have this.
Yeah.
Because this plucks at my heartstrings.
Yeah. So same with me. It's like vintage Boba Fett. Your whole vintage Boba Fett takes you right back there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you hold this and you think, what have they done that for?
When my oldest son started collecting, the first vintage figure that he got was Boba Fett. Because that was the first. That was the figure that he.
One of the coolest.
Well, it was the first one he wanted. I don't know whether it was the first one he got, but that was the main focus because it's such a cool figure.
Yeah.
I played with mine as a kid. I had never seen the films, but I played with him to death because it was a cool figure.
Yeah.
And now Boba Fett, Star Wars villain with his laser rifle. Boba Fett is not yet available in stores, but you can get him free with 4 proofs of purchase from any Star Wars action figures. Details on specially marked packs at participating stores. Offer ends May 31st. Star Wars action figures sold separately from Kenner.
Vintage pluck at your heartstrings. And I don't think, for me, modern doesn't. But then people will view it, like my good friend will view it very differently, like for the films and for everything, and for the amazing... The people that talk about articulation, they talk about sculpt.
Everyone's in it for different reasons. I think that's what it is, isn't it? People like you know, stuff that's really like what was in the film or TV. Yeah. And you got your guys who like to articulate and pose them. And then people like us who love the old stuff.
So I don't know. What do you think, guys? Let us know in the comments below. There are loads of examples. You could probably think of some which are better in the modern than the vintage. The vintage was a bit hopeless. But there's always that charming thing. And I think we always lend ourselves back to that on this channel. That we the vintage stuff, it's kind of like we did our Forgotten Heroes of Star Wars. Because it was the figures that nobody really rates.
Yeah.
I think because I had fun with them as a kid. And I loved them as toys. And I think that's where I don't feel the same about the modern stuff. I can appreciate it. I can go, wow, isn't that amazing? Look at that.
They've done a really nice job of that.
And I can get excited about it.
But it doesn't get you in the fields.
But it doesn't get me in the fields, man. Yeah. So there we go, that's it. Remember, subscribe, like. What was the other things?
Click stuff.
Click stuff.
It's all down there.
It's all down there. Click it. Go and have a look. Lots of other videos for you to see.
Yeah.
And we will be back with another one very soon. And we will see you next time.
Goodbye.